landed. We know where we started. Let's go on to let's. This is my favorite part. Let's talk about what we're looking forward to. What are we getting for? What are we getting ready for right now that we
So,
see for ourselves in the future? Go ahead.
so for me, homesteading goal is to actually Mecca. So I'm right here in coastal Georgia, right in the Gullah Geechee corridor. And so you got Sapelo Island on one side of me, and you got a Hilton Head and the lights on the other side. And so I know lots of people take this, especially down to St. Augustine, where you got Fort Mose. So I'm just wanting to be some kind of little black mecca in between it all. Because in Charleston and Savannah, they're gonna get some good stuff and some great food, but then there's gonna be a lot of weight. And somewhere in there, if you're processing it, factually, energy wise, this is a benefit. So I want to be right in between because we don't have any vineyards that actually cook like soul food, the Creole foods, your Trinidadian, your Haitian foods, and pair it with wines for us. But more so than that, I want all the food to come from the garden. I want to have a fruit stand that like does indigenous foods, some of the ones we brought over here from Africa and the likes with us, and also to infuse those wines with like HPV. Oh my gosh, but but CBD and THC. Sorry, I teach homeschool, so earlier today we was learning about HPV and this. Yeah, so but definitely that's my goal. But to pair it with the wines that, I think you should know what red beans and rice pairs well with in the lights. And but I want it to be like trap music, Zydeco night, a little dance hall night, all of
And
that.
you know, I'll be there. I will be there. I will be there. For me, it's more of I would just love to give back. So I would love to. I'm working towards, you know, I don't want much. Taking nothing. I don't want much. I do want an educational farm where I can build a relationship between people of color and land. You know, Leah Penniman always says that the land, was the scene of the crime. It wasn't the aggressor. And I think we're so caught up on when I talk to younger people in my community that aren't as plugged in, again, excuse my language, that's petty.
I'm more into medicinal plants. I grow a lot of different plants for medicine, whether it's tea, supplements, salves, any of that. So I am trying to get my first piece of land. It's going to be 0.27 acres, and I am going to grow nothing but medicinal plants on there. Lemongrass, holy basil, um, just whatever is medicinal. That's all I'm about right now. Moringa. I want to have 100 moringa trees on my property, pigeon peas. So in Florida, like we can grow 365 days out the year. But people think because we can grow all year, we can grow during the summer. We can't. Like the only thing we can really grow in the summer is okra, and people know how I feel about okra. I hate okra. Black eyed peas and stuff like that. So for me, I want to have my own farmland because, I've been researching about our ancestry. And like you said, I didn't want nothing to do with gardening or farming because I equated that to slavery. But my family owned over 100 acres in Live Oak, Florida. They were sharecroppers. So when the guy that they sharecropped for died, they split up the land. But um, some of my family, my parents, did not keep the land. They ended up losing the land by not paying taxes because they hated Live Oak. They used to have to go there during the summer to make their money for school, and they hated it. They didn't want to do slave work. So they didn't understand the value in keeping that property. And as I'm researching, um, back when sharecropping was going on, over almost a million Black people owned land in America. Now there's only about 40 something thousand Black farmers. And it's sad because what made me realize that we need Black farmers is, and it's crazy because I'm 46 years old, y'all, that it didn't hit me. Even living in the country, like even though I live in Florida, I live in the country. It didn't hit me until I got into gardening and farming, and I went and, excuse me, visited a farm that was out in the country, and it was Trump country. And these are farmers, local farmers that I go and buy strawberries and blueberries and different vegetables from, who support a system that feels like people who look like me are lazy, are not worthy. So I'm like, I'm paying people, paying into a system for these people to have a luxury of living in the country. I learned that people who live in rural America pay less taxes than me living inside the city, but they have a bigger voice than me. They're treated like they're more valuable. They get government subsidies if their farm doesn't do good. I don't get that luxury. And it made me realize Black people need to buy food from their own people. You know, I don't have a problem with who people vote for, but it's the fact that Black people have been pushed out of farming to the point where they only have a choice to purchase food from people who hate them. And to me, when I tell you guys, like, when you grow food yourself, you're growing it with love. So the plants that you're growing, you're putting back into your body is out of love. When you're going out there and buying farm food from people who hate you, they're sowing into, I'm sorry, guys, my throat. They're sowing their hatred into the soil. They're harvesting their hatred. They're selling their hatred back to you. And this is why half of us act the way we act, you know? And I tell people it matters who is growing your food. It's not, I'm just going to eat something and put it in my body. It matters. It's the person that's growing your food, loving it, nurturing it, putting energy back into it that you're putting into your body. And this is why we're walking around with repeated trauma over and over. And
Right?
it just made me realize it's time for me to become a Black farmer so that I can
Mm.
put love into what I'm growing to put back into the communities that I come from. So
And
that's
we
why.
could talk all night about the power of the Black dollar in agriculture. I mean, we could go
Yeah,
on and on and on. And that's probably something we need to
definitely.
set because whew, food supply chains, eating local, eating Black,
Bartering. Yeah,
so
trust
powerful,
me.
so powerful. But this is a great segue to our next question.